All right, Reds, welcome to the Talking Reds. I'm Cam, and if you're watching this, then you're one of us, and you breathe this club, you ride the highs and every heartache. And today, well, I don't know about you, but I'm buzzing because we, Liverpool, are the champions of England once again for the 20th time. In today's episode, I'm taking over from Damon. It's a one off, so I know you guys love him, but it'll be me today. But we'll be breaking down the 1-1 draw with Palace today, what it says about the team post title, the legacy of this season, and all the sort of juicy transfer rumors and stories flying or doing the rounds, right? This channel is for the fans, by the fans. So please hit the subscribe, it helps. Get in the comments and let us know where you're watching from and what you made of today's match, and who you want to see next season in a Liverpool shirt. We want your thoughts, your debates, and obviously your passion. This isn't a monologue, although I do like the sound of my voice. It's a conversation, so let's get into it. Up the Reds. So first things I'd like to discuss and would really like to get everybody's thoughts about is today's game. So let's talk about the 1-1 game with Palace today. It was champion versus champion. Okay, FA Cup champions. I really like the guard of honor that we gave them and they gave us. Thought it was very classy. Two classy clubs. Celebrating each other and showing respect to each other. Was today's result a bit flat, or was it emotionally high after the title win? What do you guys think? I'll let you know what I think. I wasn't very impressed with the game. I thought it was quite flat. But personally, I think we did our job three, four games ago, and you can tell that extra 1, 2, 3% was missing from today's game. I thought first half we huffed and puffed, and we kept on going out to the sort of wide areas to cross the ball in because Palace had totally congested the middle of the pitch. And then they hit us up with a sucker punch, which was a bit of a mistake. It wasn't a good ball by Allison to Bradley, and then from Bradley to Salah, and he got caught out. But they scored. We huffed and puffed in the second half. I thought we looked better in the second half after Gravenberch got sent off. So yeah, overall I was okay with the result. I was more like sort of egging Salah on to get that goal or the assist. So that's my thoughts. What's everybody else's thought on the game? Please let me know in the comments. Moving on, there are some other points I'd really like to discuss and to sort of get everybody's thoughts on. Were there any warning signs today that show that we need to strengthen for next season? So I'm talking about specific areas or players. What are you guys thinking? I could give you my view, but I'm more interested in what you guys want to say. So please let me know what your thoughts are. But I'll give you my view anyway. I think we definitely need a left back. Love Robbo, but the legs I feel aren't what they used to, which is understandable. He was absolutely flogged in the Klopp system. So we need a left back there. We obviously need a right back as well. There's talk of Frimpong, and for the left back, it's Kerkez. I think we probably need one more centre back. I can see Gomez leaving. We have a goalkeeper who's coming in as well. I would argue deputise Alisson, who's the best in the world. I still think we need one more body in midfield. We can't rely on the same midfield constantly, and that's what I feel we do, and ultimately that catches up with you. And we all know Wirtz is nearly done. and I think he would replace some of that creativity that we'll lose with Trent leaving for Madrid. I don't think it's been confirmed where Trent's going, but one would deduce that he is off to Madrid. And then I would argue we need a striker because I think 2 of our 6 forwards will leave. And I think if we can get one world-class striker and then, I don't know, promote that lad we bought from Chelsea, that young player, as the sort of 6th forward, then perhaps that would strengthen. It depends how many people go, but I do think we need. Nunes has had 3 seasons with us. Love him to bits, but I think it's time for him to go. And I can see one of Jota or Diaz going ultimately as well. So I think we definitely need one striker, and potentially we would need another forward. Either that boy we bought, Rio, is it, from Chelsea, to step up, or we have to look to the market again. But again, those are just my thoughts. What are you guys thinking? I also want to touch upon our midfield, and how would you rate the evolution of our midfield this year? Do you think this is an area that still needs work despite winning the league? As I've just said in my previous question, I think we need some more quality bodies in there. And there's been talk of Wharton and this lad from, I think it's Monaco, this DM from Monaco. But I'd like to see another body in there that ultimately Slot trusts. But again, what do you guys sort of make of this? Just reading the comments here. What does everyone make of the drop off towards the end of the season? I think that's a good question. What does everybody make of the drop off this season? Me and the Talking Reds crew, we debate this offline, and I'm pretty relaxed about it. However, I'm starting to worry a little bit that it may seep into next year. However, I do think that we've done our job, and therefore, why bust the gut for the last 4 games? But what do you guys think ultimately? Am I being too blasé about it, or are my fellow colleagues at the Talking Reds, are they being too, I don't know what the word, too intense, too professional, or is there a middle ground? You tell us. There are some other subject areas I'd really love to sort of dig into and sort of know everybody's thoughts. So the talk of the town at the moment, beyond the parade, which is happening tomorrow, I hope everybody can make it to that, are sort of the forward-looking stuff, the transfers. So the transfer rumors are obviously flying. You see Fabrizio, Ornstein. But if you only had the option to select one position in the team, which position would you strengthen this summer? So what would you be prioritizing? And who's the dream signing? And you can't say Wirtz. You have to pick somebody else. For me, everybody knows I'm a massive Kirkes fan. Love the boy. He reminds me of Robbo 2.0. Maybe not as good a crosser as Robbo, but that engine and his ability on one-on-one defending, he just reminds me of a Tasmanian devil. But again, you don't want to hear my thoughts. What are you guys thinking? So please let me know. I'll be quite keen because we have these debates all the time. Which, like, there's everybody. There's a lot of talk around what the squad will look like next season, and I've just touched upon sort of the transfers. But who does everybody think will be the current players remaining from this Liverpool squad? So we know the main players like Van Dijk and Salah will be here, but there are question marks, I think, around Alisson, not because of quality. We know he's the best in the world. One of our left backs potentially going. Gomez or Kwanzaa going. Maybe Endo going. and maybe two forwards going. But like, what does everybody think? Is that realistic to sort of lose five players that are either starters or squad fillers? I could see two or three of them leaving, but I am genuinely concerned that that too much upheaval might be problematic. What do you guys think? Or is it Arne Slot was talking about this with when he moved to Feyenoord, and I think he lost 14 players. Now I don't have the data on which 14 players were there, how many of them were first team players, squad fillers, etc. So yeah, it'd be good to know from your perspective. What does everyone think? I feel like a lone voice in the wind here. Well, come on, we're all Liverpool fans. Tell me what you guys think. So I've touched upon today's game. I've touched upon transfers. We can go on. I've got a few subjects that I've written down here. So would we say this is the most balanced side, Liverpool side, that we've seen in the Premier League era? Or did the 18-19, 19-20 team, did that have the edge? What's everybody's thoughts? If you want my thoughts are that I feel that this team is more balanced and more controlled, but I feel like the 18-20 team were quality-wise at a higher level. And I do wonder whether if you could hybrid the two teams together, whether you'd have sort of the most perfect outfit. There are other subjects I'd like to discuss as well. What's everybody's feeling about Mo Salah and Steven Gerrard in terms of the legacy discussion? What does everyone think? Are we like I've had people tell me that Salah is a bigger Liverpool legend or legacy than Steven Gerrard. I'm 43, soon to be 44. I'll share a little secret that not many people know. Steven Gerrard and I, drum roll please, we are born on the same day, but he is 1 year older than me. 30th of May. I personally think Steven Gerrard is the best Liverpool player I've seen in my lifetime. But Salah is arguably the best attacker I've seen of my lifetime at Liverpool. Suarez, talent-wise, was there as well, Torres. But like Salah, for what he's achieved, the numbers he's put out. But again, keep on saying it, guys. What do you guys think? Also, this is a bit of a cheeky ask, but can we get to like 500 subscribers? Which we're champions, and that's our aim. So if you guys can help us get to 500, we'd be forever grateful, and it'll really help the channel. It'll help it grow, get better guests on, provide better content and topics to discuss. So yeah, come on, guys, give me some feedback. What's everybody thinking? I can't carry on talking to myself here. All right, you want me to continue? That silence means you're loving what I'm saying, and there's no debate. Okay, no problem. Another topic. Let's discuss. How does this title compare to the 1920 title? Does it feel different? Is it more special this time around because of the fans, or was the 1920 title more special to you guys because it was the first one that we had in 30 years? I think there's merits to both. The 1920 was special because as a 43, soon to be 44-year-old, the last title I physically saw was when I was 9 years old, and it was 1990. I briefly remember that. And I remember growing up with Manchester United fans at my school. So getting that monkey off my back was like I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Superman, where he's in a swimming pool and they put the kryptonite around his neck and he's drowning. It felt like that was removed from my neck when we won that. It was incredibly special seeing Klopp cry, but also today seeing the fans, the fireworks, the whole occasion. I think there's a serious debate as to whether the first one or the second one was more special. What do you guys think? I think there's a debate both ways, no? And we won the league. We won it incredibly comfortably, guys. I know we've dropped a lot of points over the last 3-4 games, right? There's 12 points to play for after we won, and we dropped 10 points. That is a lot of points, right? But from your opinion, what was the personal turning point this season? The moment you thought, yeah, you know what, we're actually going to win this. And please don't tell me it was Tottenham when we won 5-1, because I started believing. When did I start believing? I think when Arsenal lost 1-0 at West Ham, I thought it was done. Yeah, Damon, I was very emotional as well, mate. It was. I wish I was there. I did everything to try to get a ticket, but I could have spent 4 or 5 grand, but I've got kids, so and they're quite expensive. So I thought I'll watch it on TV. But yeah, it was definitely emotional. But what was everybody's turning point this season? When did you guys think Liverpool are actually going to do this? Again, mine one was West Ham 1-0 when Arsenal lost. I also thought when we won 5-0 at West Ham, I thought that looks like a team that's going to win it. Slot is only at the beginning of his journey, so I'm hoping we're going to have a lot more memories created next year. But I guess what I'm asking everybody here is, what's everybody's objectives for next season? So we've won the league this season, and there's a lot of transfers. It's nothing signed yet, except Frimpong. I hear is actually done, and it's just there's a delay down to more administration than anything else. But we're losing a world-class Trent Alexander-Arnold. What's everybody's thoughts on what our objectives are? Okay, so just before I finish that question, so Bournemouth-Brentford games, but the West Ham win over Arsenal was the proper moment after us dropping. Yeah, mate, I 100% agreed. I think deep down I was worried about Arsenal because I think they're structurally a very good team. They're not world beaters, but they're very they're very machine-like City-like. Some would argue very functional is probably the right word, and they would grind out a lot of results. So when I saw them lose that, and then there was another one where we won against we beat Man City 2-0 away, and I thought that was another pivotal moment for us. But just going back to the question I just asked, what's everybody's realistic ambitions for next season? I know Mo Salah talked about he really wanted the Premier League this season, but I feel like he's in the last couple of weeks, listening to a few of his interviews or an interview of his, he was pivoting to the Champions League again. And I know this is going to sound greedy or deluded because the transfer window hasn't even opened, and we really don't know what Man City are going to do, Arsenal are going to do. We know what Chelsea are going to do. They're just going to buy anything that has a pulse. But I genuinely think we're going to walk the league next season. If the players we're linked to come to Liverpool and we don't weaken ourselves beyond Trent Alexander and just lose some of the squad fillers, I really think we can walk the league and really make some headway into that Champions League. I was really disappointed we didn't get past PSG, and I think next season we're gonna right some wrongs. I think PSG on balance, deserved to go through. But I think in the second leg, we should have won that game. But c'est la vie, that's football for you, right? But what's everybody's thought on that? Like, what are our goals for next season? What do you want? What do you think is realistic? Please let me know. Come on, guys! I'm running out of topics here. What are we on the likes? What are we on the likes? If you haven't liked already, please like this video as well. And as I said, we'd really appreciate it. So, guys, who's going to the parade tomorrow? And where's everybody staying? Are you going for the day, or are you or have you guys booked a hotel? I tried booking a hotel, but the cost was so prohibitive; it was insane. Come on, guys. Anybody want to talk? I'm here. I want your feedback. I want you to disagree with me. I want you to argue. I want you to tell me we're winning the quad next season. All right, well, guys, listen. If nobody else is coming online, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to listen to my rant, my scattergun questions. And I really appreciate everybody tuning in. And for those of you who are watching this video later down the line, thank you very much. And remember, please subscribe. Every subscription helps. I think we're on 490 the last time I looked. We might be on a bit more now. Let me have a look. We're on 491. Let's get this to 500, please. All right, well, guys, I'm going to say good night. You know, as a famous Arsenal influencer says, love for the love. But yeah, really appreciate it, guys, for tuning and listening to me. Take care. Have a good night. Party hard tomorrow and responsibly. And hopefully in the coming week or coming weeks, we're going to have some great news on the transfer front as well. From me, Cam, good night.